All right, Shalom. It's your brother Kashakwala coming back at you with another swift lesson in the spirit, giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem HaChakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. All right, so today I got a little something. Got an article here from IE Spectrum. It says this implant turns brain waves into words. So it says a brain-computer interface dechippers commands intended for the vocal tract. So you can see this dude put a chip in his head. I think this guy was deaf and lame and mute, something like that. I don't know. And paralyzed. And they put this chip in his head so he can, here, a paralyzed man who hasn't spoken 15 years uses a brain-computer interface that decodes his intended speech one word at a time. This RFID chip, this MOTB, the C-hip, or whatever you want to call it, is really here. It's really manifesting itself. The prophecies are really speaking right now. We're pretty much at the end. We got all this Kyrie and Kanye and people looking up Hebrew Israelites and things of that nature. Well, all those things are coming to pass. But guess what? What else is coming to pass? Right beneath these people's noses. The MOTB, man. All right. So I just pulled this article. Never heard of this this website or this news outlet. So I found it on 3 different outlets to prove the validity of this. So this is another one from BigThink.com. It says brain implant translates neural activity into letters, letting a paralyzed man speak. So it's the same thing going on here. And I'll put these in the description box below. So it says from brain to speech, the implant is the latest in a long line of brain-computer interfaces that can restore movement or communication in the paralyzed. There's a movie called, what was it called? Not Upload, but pretty much it was a movie about this this paralyzed guy. Hold on one second. I'm just gonna look it up real quick. One second. Yeah, okay, there it goes. A movie called Upgrade. All right. There's a movie called Upgrade. That I strongly advise y'all go watch. See if it has like a trailer or something. Here we go.
Can I have everybody's attention? I'm looking for the guys who murdered my wife. Are you one of them? Yeah. Stan, you can take over.
Thank you. I now have full control.
Hi!
You upgraded. Now you're stronger. Faster.
Whoa!
Better than everyone else.
Sit back and enjoy the ride.
Yeah, man. So there's that movie Upgrade. All right. So pretty much that dude took pretty much a brain chip and he was paralyzed at one point, and then now he can go around being an assassin or whatever. You see, Esau has these things that, think he can play the role of God. So here's another from Barons.com. Brain wave reading implant lets paralyzed man spell out 1,100 words. So this is just recent. This came out on the 8th of November, which is like, 2 days ago. So the MOTB is out there. So really what this all reminds me of is Exodus, the 7th chapter. You can read the 8th chapter as well, where it talks about the magicians or the magistries of Pharaoh and how they try to combat with their enchantments. This is Esau's enchantments combating with our spiritual aspect of life and how we operate and move. They're trying to counteract the spirit of the Lord. It's the same thing that was happening here in Egypt with these Hamites. So this is Exodus chapter 7 and 8. It says, And the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, When Pharaoh shall speak unto you, saying, Show a miracle for you, then thou shalt say unto Aaron, Take thy rod and cast it before Pharaoh, and it shall become a serpent. So pretty much the Lord was saying, look, Pharaoh's going to ask you to do something miraculous in front of his eyes for him to believe anything of why he should let y'all go. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to take your rod and you're going to throw it, you're going to turn it into a serpent. But it's going to be, of course, be the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai showing Pharaoh that the Israelites have a power on their side that you can't refute, that you can't go against. All right. So verse 10, it says, And Moses and Aaron went unto Pharaoh, and they did all. It's off. And they did so as the Lord had commanded, and Aaron cast down his rod before Pharaoh and before his servants, and it became a serpent. Then Pharaoh also called the wise men and the sorcerers. So Pharaoh was proud. Like, he literally looked at that miracle in front of his face like, okay, I can do that too. Now the magicians of Egypt, they also did in like manner with their enchantments. So they cast down their rods. Oh, I'll read verse 12. For they cast down every man his rod, and they became serpents. All right. But Aaron's rod swallowed up their rods. So his rod, which turned into, serpents, swallowed up all theirs, showing that, he had the more powerful divine entity backing him. Okay. So pretty much it's the same thing. Esau coming out with these brain chips saying, oh, a paralyzed man who hasn't spoken in 15 years can now speak 1,000 words with this chip that we've created. Think he's all, his little diabolical schemes, even though Yahushua, with none of this technology that has ever been out, was doing this over 2,000 years ago. Peter did it. When you read the book of Acts, what is that? Let me see if I can find it real quick. I want to say Acts, the 3rd chapter or whatnot. All right. Yeah, let's just read this. Acts, the 3rd chapter. It says, healing the lame beggar. A lame individual is someone whose legs don't function correctly. So you can say, in a sense, a paralyzed individual. Okay, so it says, Now Peter and John went up together into the temple at the hour of prayer, being in the 9th hour. And a certain man, lame from his mother's womb, was carried, whom they laid daily at the gate of the temple, which is called Beautiful, to ask alms with them that enter into the temple, who, seeing Peter and John about to go into the temple, asked an alms. And Peter, fastening his eyes upon John, said, Look on us. And he gave heed unto them, expecting to receive something of them. Then Peter said, Silver and gold have I none, but such as I have give I thee. In the name of Yahushua Mashiach of Nazareth, rise up and walk. So he did these miracles in his divine power entity who he served, Yahweh, Yahushua's name. And he said, rise up and walk with all faith and confidence in that too. You got to understand that. Verse 7, he says, And he took him by the right hand and lifted him up, and immediately his feet and ankles bones received strength. So you got to understand, certain individuals that are lame from the womb, their feet, ankles, their thighs, their buttocks, their hips, is very skinny and withered because they've never walked a day in their life. So their muscles have not been activated. So you got to understand this in your mind, and you got to picture it. When he told them to rise up and walk, you got to understand, Bones may have been broken. You could probably hear the cracks in the bones and the joints coming all back together. And you could see probably his sinews uh, regenerating, becoming to like a normal adult legs. You got to understand that this probably was a sight to see, like, what is happening to me right now. It says, and immediately his feet and ankles and bones received strength, and leaping up stood and walked. Now, you got to understand this too. This man, this is a big miracle. This man going up, it says, lame from his mother's womb. Okay. You're telling me he leaped up, stood up, and walked, and entered into the temple, walking and leaping and praising the Most High. How does he learn to walk so quickly? You gotta you gotta crawl before you walk. You gotta walk before you run. You gotta do all these things before you even leaping and jumping. This man already had the Lord, rejuvenated his mind as well to give him the understanding on how to walk. You can watch someone walk all the day long. If you ever seen an individual who may have got injured with a spinal injury, and they get out of surgery and maybe their neurons or whatever are starting to function again. It's coming slowly. They barely can even walk, or let alone get out of the chair. Shoot, me. Other brothers can attest to this. I tore all my ligaments in my knee pretty much. I couldn't walk for like 6-7 weeks. And I had to learn how to walk again as well. I remember the first day of rehab after tearing my ACL in college. Fucking football, man, I swear. But that's another topic. But tearing my ACL and tearing all the ligaments in my knee, you get on a bicycle at the gym. They told me to get on that. I couldn't even do one full cycle after surgery. I couldn't even walk. Let alone a man who's out the womb has been lame, just as leaping and jumping for joy. Come on now, that's the power of the Lord right there. Esau thinks he can replicate something like that. He's had all these years with the science and stuff and still proud, even though he's light years behind, still proud thinking he can do these things. Only the Spirit of the Lord can do, miraculous things. And it shows here in Exodus, the 7th chapter, that whatever miraculous thing that you think you can do, it's going to be overpowered via the Lord, So I just wanted to come up with the lesson real quick, showing Esau think he got it and he really don't. But this does show prophecy is coming closer and closer to being fulfilled in the book of Revelation. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I do recommend go watch this movie.
Can I have everybody?
Go watch this movie if you haven't. It's a pretty action-packed movie. It's pretty cool, but it's just showing that Esau think he can do these things. But we know how the thing goes. So Lord willing, this is edifying. I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Chakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, to rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the 144 first fruits. Spread the gospel until the next time. Shalom. Repent, for Yahweh Shai is coming back sooner than what me and you believed. All right, shalom.